we are at the brink of a time bomb if stakeholders do not mitigate this very time bomb. And by stakeholders, I mean policymakers. We are talking about the Christian or religious institutions. We're talking about mothers and fathers, the family unit. We're talking about, all across the globe, persons who have the power to make impact do not take their positions to help us save the boy child. My name is Super Waroe, and this is Ask the Ministers of God. We're talking about the boy child, and we've been doing so for the last few weeks, and we'll continue talking about this issue until we see a difference in society. Let me introduce the guest, beginning from my right.
My name is Pastor Eric Mue. I serve with Abundant Grace Evangelistic Ministry as a pastor there, and I'm also the youth leader for Nakuru Pastors Fellowship. God bless you.
Asante.
My name is Apostle Geshimu, and welcome to this program.
Asante. This is a very interesting setup because we have Apostle Geshimu. You have, you're a father in this generation. You're a father in faith. You've preached the gospel for approximately over 30 years, and you're still preaching, going strong. And he, on the other side, is an upcoming, emerging young man who has the desire to preach the gospel. You've preached for how many years approximately?
Approximately of 12 years.
Approximately 12 years.
Yeah.
You've preached for more than 30 years, and you are grounded in the Word of God. But actively in ministry would approximately say 5 years, very active.
6 years.
6 years, approximately.
Yeah.
So Apostle, we see very diverse, diversity in generations between the two of you, but we are suffering the same, you called it almost pandemic, of the boy child having gone through a lot of challenges and not having anyone to save them. So Pastor Eric,
Yes.
you're a young man, you're a young boy child, if I would say. What are some of the challenges that our young boy child is suffering from during this era?
Okay, I would say ignorance, one of the challenges is being ignored, that a lot of parents are investing more in girl child. When it comes to the boy child, the concentration to the boy child is lesser than the girl child. I don't know why, but I would say sometimes the parents think that because when
the parent and the society.
Yeah, the parents and the society. The society and even the government. Even when it comes to the government, you would see the consideration of the girl child to the boy child. The boy child is less considered in our generation right now and in our government, lesser than the girl child. So those are some of the things. Maybe when we continue, I will mention several things. I don't know whether, Papa, you have something maybe you can say about it.
That is true. I think with some previous programs that we have had on the same, I think we featured some of these things about the negligence of a boy child. And just like later you said in the introduction, actually to me, I see it as a pandemic. Because the moment you ignore the boy child, you are also actually breaking a nation, and a nation can break very easily once the boy child is ignored, because he was given the biggest role by God actually to pray. And once that role is not being prayed by him, of course, like we said previously, he becomes alcoholic, drug addict. He feels I'm useless, nobody wants me. I'm sure even cases of mental health issues are more on boy child, and most of them, they are in a very precarious, hopeless situation because of that negligence. And it's very unfortunate.
A lot of negligence.
Yeah, it's very, very unfortunate because people don't seem to see it. The church doesn't see it, unfortunately, also. And the policymakers, they also don't see it. Parents also, they don't see it. When they see their children going wayward, sometimes even instead of endeavoring to save the situation, they talk about it. Talking about a bad situation of your child, does it bring any solution? But if you can step up, you know, to do something, you can save the situation. And I'm saying so because I have actually seen in some cases some children going wayward, and I have stepped in and I have told the boy, look, this is not the way to go. I remember even one time whereby I had to hold a boy by his hand, and I told him, look, I'm going to go with you. Wherever I'm going, you are going to go with me, and you have been given to me by your parents. Now you are my son. You have to go where I go. Are you going to obey me or not? Wakati ule namtolea macho ya ukali, lakini macho ya kumusaidia. Because, you know, if we don't have that passion,
Yes.
that these are our children, we will not let them become drug addicts. We will not let them become, you know, drunkards. And thank God for Uhuru, President Uhuru one time. He realized this is a problem. All these men are becoming vegetables, useless. And then he realized the major cause that time, I think 2 or 3 years ago, the
Was
major cause
alcoholism.
was alcoholism. And he ordered the chiefs, you know, into their villages, pour those beers, and because some of them were even poisonous, they were killing our young people. And unfortunately, that problem was like a spur of the moment, and then it died. There was no follow-up to bring lasting solutions. So the problem is still there. We are talking of COVID-19, but we also have
Another
pandemic of boy child.
that has
That's a
lagged
fact.
for
Nobody,
many years.
nobody can deny it. It is there, and we must rise up, pull up our socks as Kenyans, and save our young men.
On supporting what Bishop is saying, mostly we have also concentrated on girl child, like we think they can do. The boy child can do without any direction. You know, that independence. You know, we reach somewhere, we think that because of the independence they want, we think that they are grown up, they have reached somewhere whereby they can lead themselves. But I would say I disagree with that, because I have seen effects of some children, or boy child, as we are talking about boy child. I've seen effects of boy child, or boys who have grown in an environment whereby they have lacked a father to give them direction. And you find that most of the fathers are very close, even to their daughters, more than their sons, which should not be happening. It should be happening
Because we
that,
feel that as
yes,
kijana akifika pengine mvulana miaka ya 14, 15 years,
ati yako sawa. Na unajua sasa, kwa sababu wewe ni mwanaume, mwanaume anaweza ongozwa na mwanaume mwingine. Kama ni wewe baba, unamweleza, unamwambia man anaishi hivi, mwanaume anastahili kuenda hivi, ukifika miaka hii, these are the challenges. And sometimes we think we tend to ignore these challenges that they are facing. We should spend time, even as parents, as pastors, we need to spend time. And I've observed even in our churches, we don't have men's conference. We only have ladies conference. You know, you will never find. It's very hard, even if you find maybe in some churches, but most of the churches don't consider to have like a small conference for the men. Maybe you say we are meeting the guys from 35 years and between 25 to 35, because that's an age that needs to be given direction. More so when you reach like 18 years and above, between 18 years and 35, you will agree with me that those are youths. Between 18 years
to 35. People who need a lot of direction.
They need a lot of direction and attention.
Wait, as you continue with that fact, let's talk about probably mentorship. Because most of them lack direction because they do not have mentors. And I know we've talked about it, but saying a right thing once may not sink.
Yes.
This is something we have to keep on repeating it and hammering it. The power of mentorship, and saying, peradventure, you're out there and you're looking for a genuine mentor. Look for your pastor. Look for a man of God. Look for an uncle who is straight and who fears God, that they can walk through with you, so that you are able to get the right direction.
Correct, correct. That's the way it is supposed to be. Because mentorship is actually like, you know, you are a potter, you know, to use that example, and you want to make a pot out of clay. So when you are mentoring somebody, is to make sure that you want to make that person to become a person of value. And with all the challenges, that especially the challenge, because nobody can say that the young people are not facing challenges.
Yes.
In 21st centuries. They are 1,000,001. They are being bombarded by media, I mean internet and the modern technology, all kinds of things, influences from all over. So they are being, you know, bombarded by all these challenges. So the only thing that can help them is being given the right guidance. Because like the example that I had given about this young man, when I took the young man, somehow he submitted. And I realized this man was only waiting for somebody to direct him.
Right.
I'm just giving a case example.
Yes.
Now the father used even to beat him with a whip because he didn't know what to do with him. So he was using a whip. And then I talked to him as my age mate. Look, there is no way you can help this boy by beating him.
Was he below 13 years old?
Actually, he was around 17, 18 there, you know, around that age. So when I took the boy, I talked with the boy. The boy changed. And today, he's one of the best, most productive young man. I think he's getting close now to 40 years.
Oh my
because
goodness.
that was some time back. And he's very productive, a very mature person, and he's being productive to this nation. So many of them, and I should say many of them, because with my experience and the men of my age, you know, when we were growing, because mentorship was something that was taken seriously, you know, by the parents, by the community, even by the teachers. These days, I don't know if teachers do any form of mentoring. You know, you go to a certain teacher when I was in high school, even when I was in primary. This school teacher would sit us down until to such a level that we respected teachers so much that some of them who are still alive, who used to be my teachers, if I meet with them today, I cannot call them by their names. I call them Mwalimu. Because, you know, he imparted something on, and with so much respect, because these are people that helped in mentoring me. Now, if you look at our society, that kind of platform has been broken into pieces. It is not there anymore. And this is where now, sometimes also we have to sit back as a nation. Where are we heading to?
Yeah, true.
Where are we heading to? A nation without a properly guided young generation is a perishing nation. Do we want to perish as a nation?
No.
If we don't want to perish as a nation, we cannot close our eyes. We cannot wink at our young people. We must endeavor to do what we are supposed to do to save our young people.
Sure, as I would say about mentorship, because I have realized personally, I'm a young man and I have a mentor. And my life has been, of course, I have had challenges, but a bigger part of it, I have won the battle of my youth, you know.
By virtue of having a mentor.
By the virtue of having a mentor.
So there's someone who's watching us right now and saying, I don't think I need a mentor. I can make without a mentor. But like he says, most of the battles in your life, probably 75%, you'll be guided, you'll be led, you'll be in need of a genuine mentor, like Apostle Geshimo says. Is it a teacher? Are you a teacher in an institution? Rise up to the occasion, mentor the boy child. We'll be right back.